Okay. So today's topic is about the present perfect and simple past. And here we have these examples about the present perfect structure and the simple past structure. So Scarlett, what do you think is the difference between present perfect and simple past?
Present perfect is an action or something that happened in the past and continue in the present. And simple past is an action that is start and finish in the past.
Very good. So simple past, finished. It's not happening again. Present perfect continues or continues till the present is an activity that or an action that continues till the present or is a life experience, right? So the life experience, maybe you had it once or twice, but it's a life experience. So I've been to Tokyo. Maybe I've been once, but I use present perfect. So I've been to Europe. So it's an activity that happened in the past. You don't know if you're going to come back or not, but it's a life experience. So you use present perfect also for life experiences. Second use of the present perfect for an activity that you just finished. It's just, it happened, but maybe it's finished, but it's just like, I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes ago. So you use present perfect. I've finished dinner or I've made dinner. So it's an activity that you just finished. You don't use you use the simple past for something that it's already it's in the past. It's not happening again and you don't know if it's going to happen again or not. So let's read this and take a look at the different you have here in blue. So the structure of the present perfect, and you also have the structure of the past, you see? So let's read, and then after reading, ask these questions, please. Could you please, Valeria, read these two questions?
What is Thomas Edison famous for? Why do you think people call him a first-time failure?
You know what is a failure?
No.
No, error. So it comes from the verb fail. Fail es como fallar, error. It's a little bit like this. So let's read.
Famous first-time failures.
Sorry, Valeria, you have a question?
I know that failure, mistake, and error have the same meaning, but how I can differentiate these words and how can use it?
Yeah, sometimes these words are interchangeable. It means you can use it in different contexts and there is not a big difference. But failure is kind of, you can make a mistake. Maybe it was not your fault and you made the mistake. So it's not that bad. But when you said fail, for example, if you have an exam, you pass or you fail. You see?
Yes.
So it's a little bit different. Fail. So mistake, you won't say, oh, I mistake my exam. No, I fail my exam. So fail is also a verb. And failure is when you are really responsible for that, you know. Then we know we are responsible if we fail. It's more like fallar, right? So it's a tiny difference, but when you read, you will know how to use all of these words. So let's take a look at the context of this reading.
Have you ever tried and failed and then quit something really very important to you? Thomas Alva Edison failed thousands of times before he created the first successful electric light bulb. But the famous inventor had a great attitude. He never lost hope and never gave up. I have not failed, not once. I've discovered 10,000 ways that don't work.
I have not failed. Como que no he fallado. Not once. I've discovered 10,000 ways that don't work. That when we fail, we really feel bad because we think it's our responsibility. But here is a different attitude.
He said after one of many tries. Like Edison, author Melissa de la Cruz didn't have it easy at first. She wrote her first book at age 22 and sent it to many publishers. They all rejected it. Nobody wanted her next few books either. Then, when she decided to take a writing course, every school rejected her. The young writer probably wanted to give up many times, but she didn't quit. Since her early failures, De la Cruz has written more than 25 books, many of them bestsellers. She has won several awards and has sold millions of copies of her books around the world. Have you ever quit too soon? Has your own failure really been a success that is waiting for a few more tries? Maybe you haven't failed enough times yet. Try again, and when you feel discouraged, remember Edison and De la Cruz and follow the advice in the famous saying, if at first you don't succeed, try again.
Let's see any new words first. New words or expressions that you don't understand really well.
Gave up is like rendir.
Give up, where is this? Gave up, okay. Give up es como renunciar, rendirse. I give up. So you feel like you have tried a lot and then nothing works and you give up. Me rindo. I cannot. When this is the past, gave up. Hey, Jessica, welcome.
Hi, hello.
Jessica,
Hello,
we just
Jessica.
finished this reading and today's topic is about present perfect and simple past, right? So any new word, give up, a phrasal
Yes.
verb, rendirse. So
Publisher.
publisher, what is publisher? Publisher is a person or is an office or an editorial that publish books. So if you want your book to be published by a publisher, they have different names and they publish your books and they have some reputation. So if you are a writer, you need to send your book to a publisher and they will tell you if it's a good material or not. So the person, Melissa de la Cruz, she sent the book to many publishers. It means to many editorial offices because she wanted to publish, but they rejected it. It means reject. I forgot reject in Spanish. Reject, it's not despreciar. It's when you don't want, exactly, when you don't want something else, you reject, they say, no, thanks. It's not good enough. For example, quit. Quit es renunciar and give up, rendirse. So, question. What is Thomas Edison famous for?
He discovered the light bulb.
Very good. The electric light bulb. So he's the one who discovered. And why do you think people call him a first-time failure?
Because he before to create the electrolyte bulb, he failed a dozen times.
So, but you see, he thought he never failed. I have not failed. I have discovered 10,000 ways that don't work. Right? So he was really optimistic, right? Really optimistic.
Yes.
So now we have this, the difference between present perfect and simple past. And here we go with this. We are going to go through this shortly. The activity is in the past and continue to the present. She has lived in the United States for more than 30 years. When you talk about a length of time, you say for. And when you talk about a specific period of time, you have to say since. So since 2012, but for 12 years. You can also use the same. You see, she lived in the Philippines for 14 years, but she doesn't live in the Philippines anymore. Could you please read, Jessica, this part?
Use the present perfect to show that something happened at an indefinite time in the past. The exact time is not now or not important.
And the example?
Yeah, example. They have decided to write another book. We don't know exactly when they made the decision, or the time of the decision is not important.
Very good. So they have decided to write another book. So you don't know when they decided, but they have decided so. But when you say she wrote her first book in 2001, then this is an activity that happened in the past and ends in the past. You see? I live in Manila in 2007. It means at that period of time, I'm not living in Manila anymore. But if you say I've lived in Manila since 2007, it means you're still living in Manila. Very good. Then we have this other case. Could you read it, please, Scarlett?
Okay. Use the simple past to show that something happened in a time period that is finished. Happen such as yesterday, yesterday morning, or last month, last year.
Very good. So you see it finished. And could you read this part, please, Scarlett, also?
Okay. Use the present perfect to show that something happened in a time period that is unfinished, such as today, this morning, this month, or this year.
Very good. So her publisher has called 3 times today. So this is today. So today is not yet finished. So then you mention it like this, right? So expressions like such as this morning, this month, this year, maybe refers to an unfinished or finished time period, but it's something that has just happened. So you can still use the present perfect. She's had 3 cups of coffee this morning. She had 3 cups of coffee this morning. Even if is this case, they make a difference if the morning hasn't finished or if the morning finished, but in reality, people use both. You can use simple present, past, simple past, or present perfect. But now let's see some of this. Let's take a look at the meaning. Number 2 is for you, Valeria. You have to read the statement and tell me what is the meaning of the statement, choosing between A or B.
Okay, she moved to the United States in 1985. She still live life or
Live.
live sorry live there. She lived in the United States for more than 3 years.
No, this one is not correct. The correct is B.
But you say that I say the meanings of
write the meaning. So she moved to the United States in 1985. She still lived there. So if you say she lived in the United States for more than 30 years, she doesn't live in the United States
Oh,
anymore.
no, teacher, I only was reading the.
Okay, but no, you don't have to read these ones. You have to tell me what is
Wait.
correct.
Okay, okay, so it's the B because like that he said the book says that she still lives there, so it's the present perfect that is she's lived
Very good.
in the United States for more than 30 years.
Very good. So then let's continue with the next example. We have a lot of things in here, but now we have a reading. Let me go back to see the reading. Okay, now we have to choose between present perfect or simple past, right? So next is for Jessica. Number one is this: Stephen King has written more than 60 novels and 200 short stories. So go with number two, Jessica.
As a child in Portland, Maine, he
Has enjoyed or enjoyed?
enjoyed reading horror comics.
Continue, Jessica, with the next, number three.
Yeah, he began writing in school where he has sold his stories to his friends.
Okay, take a look. Very good. He enjoyed reading horror comics. Why? Because when he was a child, that time as a child is over. So, and then you say he began, very good, writing in school. He's not in school anymore. Where he sold. Sold is correct because he's not in school anymore. And the where refers to school. So that's why he sold. Continue, please, Scarlett, or number five.
Okay, but his early success as a writer did not continue without problems. In 1933, he wrote his first novel, Carrie, about a teenage girl with frightening magical powers.
Continue, Scarlett, number six.
It has received, he received,
Has received or received?
received
Mhm.
30 rejections.
Perfect, because that happened in 1973. That happened with his first novel. Very good. Continue, please, Valeria, from this garage.
Called Scorch. King.
This is like votar.
And the Scorch King threw the book away.
Continue, Valeria.
Luckily for him and his many future fans, his wife is from trash and has removed.
Has removed. Okay, this is incorrect. Luckily for him and his many future fans, because she removed it from the trash. It's in the past. She took the book, so she removed it from the trash. Right? So continue with number 9, Scarlett.
This time the publishers have accepted it.
No, because this time, it means this time when about this novel, they accepted it. And so they accepted it once, right? So it's also in the past. And when she talk about this time, they are talking about 1973, you see? About this novel, Carrie, that novel that he threw. He threw the book again. The wife removed it from the trash. And this time, the publishers accepted it. So Is in the past. Go, Valeria. Numbers 10 and
Since,
11.
since 19,
Since, no signs.
since,
Since.
sorry, since 1940, no, 74,
74.
74,
1974.
74, he has sold more than 35 million books around the world.
35 is not 35.
350 million books around the world. Oh no, we have been written.
Mhm.
In addition to his book, uh, he wrote scripts for movies and televisions.
Very good. So this one correct. He has sold, but in this case, he has written. Why? Because in addition to his books, so he writes books, but he also writes scripts for movies and television. So it's not talking about a very specific script for a very specific movie. You see, it's something that he's doing. So he writes books. And he also writes scripts for movies and television. So he has written scripts for movies and television. Continue, please, Jessica, number 12 and 13.
Okay, he received many awards, including the World Fantasy Award for Life Achievement, which he won in 2004.
Oh my God, no, 2004. 2004.
2005,
Take a
yeah.
look from here to here. You can say 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2000. But specifically from here, you can say 2005, 6, 9, 10. You can always say it like this, but here you can say 2010, right? But you cannot say 2005. I mean, maybe, but it sounds better 2005.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Oh my God, let me see. Okay, now. So he has received or he received?
He received.
No, in this case, he has received many awards. It's like, it's something that is a life experience. He has received many awards. This is not just, look, if they were talking just about the World Fantasy Award for Life, then you can say he received the World Fantasy Award for Life, right? But he have received many awards. He has won many competitions, right? It's
Okay.
something that has happened to him, maybe will happen in the future. Very good in here, he won. So he won this World Fantasy, he won, right? So let's continue, Scarlett, from this part, in spite. So 14 and 15.
Okay, in spite of his huge success, he lives a simple life. He has continued to live in Maine.
In Maine,
In Maine, and he remained married to the same woman.
Okay, continue with the number 16, Scarlett. The same woman
who has recused Carol from the trash.
Okay, listen to this. So he has continued to live in Maine. It means he lived in Maine in the past and he is still living in Maine. Maine is like a city, right? He has remained married to the same woman. Why? Because if you say he was married in the past and he continues married to this woman in the present, So you don't use it the past, the simple past, because he's still married. The woman who rescued, because the woman rescued once this novel from the trash. The fact that she rescued this from the trash is something that happened in 1973. So that was one life event, and you don't have to use the present perfect, but the simple past. So he has continued to live in Maine. He lived in Maine in the past. He lived in Maine in the present. He has remained married to the same woman. He was married in the past. He's married in the present. And the woman rescued Carrie from the trash. She rescued Carrie, the novel, called Carrie once. You see, it's not like something that's still happening. Yeah, that's why this is kind of complex many times. Continue, please, Valeria. In 2014.
In a 2000.
Here, in a 2014.
There. Sorry. In a 2014 interview with Rolling Stone magazine, the interviewer asked King about his fear of failure. I am afraid of failing at whatever story I'm writing. King admitted his fear, however, never stopped him.
So,
King
sorry, Scarlett, sorry, Valeria.
Valeria.
Asked or
Asked.
has asked? Okay.
asked,
And then has admitted or admitted?
admitted.
Perfect. Because it was the interviewer asked and he admitted this thing is in the past. So now what you have to do, we're going to continue with this, but now you have a writing exercise that you have to finish. I will send it to you. It's more than a writing exercise. You have to rewrite this and you have, yes, of course. Don't worry, Valeria, go. So you have here some mistakes and you have to correct them. So you have to type what is correct, right? And now let me explain to you about what you have to do with the new book, the new chapter of the book. So let me